Hi friends, I'm Natalie Carey, a certified personal trainer. Today we are doing an upper body foam rolling session, and I'm using this smaller foam roller, but you're welcome to use any foam roller that you have available to you. We're gonna start by rolling out the back of our shoulders and our lat muscles. I place this underneath my armpit with a straight arm, and then I roll my chest upwards towards the ceiling just a little bit. So getting this into the back area of the armpit, around the back of the shoulder. You might be surprised how sore or tight this area is. And you can roll backward and forward to release some of that tension, or up and down. Or at any point today, if you find a really good spot and you want to hold on it, go right ahead. Let's work our way down our lats. We're keeping that bottom arm straight. And now I'm rolling along the back corner of my rib cage. Using my legs to push me up and down. I don't really care what you do with this top hand. You can do whatever you want with it. If you want to look cool, you can put it on your hip. If you're like really thinking hard about the foam rolling, it's probably up here doing something awkward or talking. I also like to roll forward and backward along the lines of my ribs, like maybe do one run roll on each rib. Good, let's switch over to the second side. Other arm straightens out, we get that underneath your second armpit. Again, remember, roll the chest slightly upward, kind of like where your ceiling meets your wall. That's the angle you want your chest at, as opposed to being totally straight forward. I find that this angle is a little bit more effective for getting into the back of that shoulder and the back of that armpit. Ooh, yeah, there's some good spots there. Okay, now let's use our feet to push our way up. We're gonna roll along the back corner of that rib cage now. We're not getting into the low back just yet, so make sure that wherever this foam roller is, that you've got some ribs on top of it. All right, there's a good spot. I'm gonna roll forward, backward, and then a little bit of up and down. And with foam rolling, there's almost no wrong answers. So you can explore different movements, positions, holding it for a different amount of time. I would say the only wrong answer with foam rolling is if you're in a spot and you start to find you're losing circulation in that area, I would ease off of that. I'd say that's the only wrong answer. I think everything else is fair game. Let's transition over to your chest and your arms. There's two ways to set up for your chest and your arms. One way is on your knees, the other way is just laying face down. I'm gonna show the face down way. I'm gonna get this foam roller right into the top of my chest, above my breast tissue, and to the front of my shoulder. So I place straight arm, and then angle the foam roller any way that's comfortable for you as you maneuver your body across that foam roller. And you can like play around with different angles. Where is this most comfortable? Where is it most effective? If this is working for you, I want you to stay in this position. I'm also gonna show you the kneeling setup, which is here. And sometimes that helps me to maneuver a little bit better around the chest muscles. So whatever is comfortable for you, you can go ahead and do that. All right, let's start to work it out to our biceps. So out of the chest now, out of that armpit territory, and you can play around with the angle of your arm, like I'm rotating from my shoulder joint, palm faces up, palm faces down, and I'm playing around with getting this into my bicep muscle, getting closer to the shoulder, getting closer to the elbow. If you have any like elbow tension, This might feel really good for you. Okay, let's switch it over to the second side. I'm gonna turn around. You can just bring your foam roller over to the other direction. We're gonna go onto this chest. I'm just gonna move my microphone out of the way here so don't squash it. I'm on that chest again. Again, that's that tissue that is above the breast tissue. And then the front of the shoulder. You can also do this kneeling or any like crouching position you want to get into. You are the boss of your own foam rolling session, so make it work for you. Now let's bring it out to the bicep. Bring it out farther along the arm, rolling in and out between that shoulder and the elbow, and I'm rotating my palm up and then down, trying to see if there's any like particular angles that really need that foam rolling. Ooh, there's a good spot. Yeah, let's stay on that for a second. And I think foam rolling is a really nice way to take care of your body. That I don't feel like it takes too much effort. Like you can do this while you watch TV. You can do it as your warm up or your cool down before a workout. You can do it right before bedtime or even when you wake up. Okay, we're gonna move on to the lower back now. This is the area that is below your ribs and above your pelvis. It's a pretty small area. We're not gonna lie on your spine, like straight back on it, because that can be painful and potential for injury. So we're gonna go from this side. So I have you set this underneath your bottom rib, above your hip, and then same thing as we did on that armpit, rotate your chest so it faces up where your ceiling meets your wall. And now I'm using my elbow and my foot to maneuver myself, and I'm lying on the side of my lower spine. And we're getting into all of those muscles like your obliques and your QL that are down in that area. So if you have lower back pain, this might be a really nice foam roll for you. You might really love this motion. You can also get like up towards the top of your glute, right where that pelvis meets the spine. And same thing, rolling backward and forward, up and down, playing around with different angles here. Right underneath the ribs. Great, let's switch over to the other side. You can probably just maneuver that underneath you. Oh, let's put my microphone back on since I'm not foam rolling on it anymore. There we go. Underneath my lowest rib and above the hip. And now I start to roll up. So I can tell this side is a little bit tighter than that first side. That's just information that's very normal. It's just something for me to note. Maybe let my massage therapist or my chiropractor know about. Foam rolling is also a really nice way to take care of yourself on a recovery day. I know some people are like, I want to move every single day. I want to work out every single day. And honestly, like even elite athletes, they are not working out every single day. They might be moving, but they're not working out. So this is a really good way to move your body on a recovery or a rest day. But you can also use it during your active days. Ooh, right there, right where my glute meets the low back. That feels great. Okay, we're gonna move into something where I bet you have not tried this before. We're gonna foam roll your abs. So instead of like laying our body weight onto the foam roller on our stomach, because that can be pretty uncomfortable, I want you to take up your foam roller. Also, if you have a circular foam roller like an orb, that is actually better for this, but we're gonna use what we have. You're gonna place it on your abs and then just gently press down and massage those muscles. And I don't want you pressing down so hard that like you can't breathe or you're really uncomfortable. We're just trying to give a little bit of TLC to these muscles in the front of our body that probably don't get very much attention when it comes to release and recovery. You can also flip it around, play around that way. It's not really effective for me. I'm gonna go back to this direction. But hey, we're open to trying different stuff. That's how I learned how to foam roll, just playing around. So you might find like you're causing a couple of gurgles, maybe some gas, who knows? We're all human, it's okay. One more over here towards the side. I'm gonna place this now underneath my rib cage. So this is going, what is that? Perpendicular 90 degrees to my spine. Don't fault me for that. I was terrible at geometry. Either way, it's supporting my back along the line of my rib cage here. And then my hands come behind my head to support that. I'm gonna gently let myself relax over the foam roller, keeping my hips down on the floor. And then almost as if we're doing a crunch, we sit back up and then we let ourselves relax back over it. So the emphasis on this movement is letting yourself relax and extend the spine over the foam roller. It's not here on this crunch. The crunch portion of it is just to move those vertebrae through a range of motion. I take them into this big extension, and then I take them back into a neutral position. And feel free here to like move up and down the spine. You don't have to stay in one spot the whole time. Although I do find that I have a favorite spot. One other thing I've seen people do on this that I want to make note of is some people like try to force themselves into that extension. That is not what we're going for today. You want to let gravity gently pull you down towards the floor. There's no forcing going on over here. Let's do one more and then we're gonna do our finale movement. Finale movement sounds very exciting and dramatic. I do recommend that you use a longer foam roller for this motion, but I wanted to make everything accessible with a half foam roller, so I'm gonna use that today. For this movement, we're gonna place your head and your shoulders and your upper spine on the foam roller so that those are supported. And I think I'm gonna scoot down so that I don't hit my cat as much. Okay. So we're gonna maneuver ourselves so that, whoop, not quite, hold on, there we go. There we go, head, neck, shoulders are supported. You can lift your butt up off the floor. You can also let it hang down here if that's comfortable for you. Palms are facing upward towards the ceiling. They start down at our hips, and then we're gonna trace our arms upward like we're making a snow angel in the snow. And I am hitting my backdrop and my props here with my hands, so that inside arm might not be fully extended. That's okay. We're human beings, this is real life. I am extending this arm though as much as I can. If you find that at any point in this snow angel, you are feeling pain or discomfort in your shoulder, I want you to ease off of that portion. So maybe don't pass through that area of the snow angel, or maybe lift your arms up a little bit higher. Again, play around with it, find what works for you. I'm gonna relax my butt onto the floor so that I'm more relaxed. This should feel like a big chest opener and like a shoulder opener. Last one. Let's roll over onto our sides. Well, thank you, foam roller. So hopefully your upper body feels more released and relaxed. That's something that you can do after or before your workouts. You can also do this on your recovery days, before bed, or like right after you wake up. It's a very versatile way to get your body moving. If you like this video, please give it a like. Subscribe to my channel. I'm Natalie Carey. Thank you for being excellent to yourself today.